If you are looking to buy a house, you're in the right spot. Today I'm going over seller's concessions, how they save you money, how they cover closing costs, when to use them, how to use them, why we use them. Let's roll. Seller's concessions are when, at the closing table, the seller grants you money for your closing costs. It's all calculated on the final disclosures, on the final numbers, but basically the seller is covering some of your closing costs. Based on your loan and your down payment, there's a maximum for how much seller's concessions you can get, but that's what seller's concessions is. It's when the seller contributes towards your closing costs. When do you use these? You either use seller's concessions because you really have to, you need them. You physically don't have the money to buy the house to cover the down payment and the closing cost, so you need help from the seller. Let's say it's $3,000, $5,000. They help you, you get the deal done, you get it closed. Another time to use them is if you just want to keep extra money in your pocket. Great example, I bought my place. Instead of paying the guy $125,000, I paid him $130,000 and I said, give me $5,000 in closing costs. His bottom line stayed the same completely. I got $5,000 covered in closing costs. $5,000 on my loan turned out to be like $20 a month at the time. I'd rather pay $20 a month and keep $5,000 in my pocket. New house, something could happen, something could break, something could go wrong, and it's good to have those closing costs covered. I'd rather have the money in my pocket than put it down and it goes to fees and all that stuff. Why do we use them? Similar to when you really have to, or you want to get them covered. That's why you want to use it. The one stipulation with closing costs is they weaken offers. So what I mean by this is you've got a house, there's nobody else interested. You offer $200,000, you want $5,000 in closing costs. That can be negotiated, you go back and forth. If there's multiple offers, seller's concessions weaken your offer. It kind of does two things. It displays this person doesn't have as much money, which means if something happens in the transaction, if something goes wrong, if something comes up on inspection, they might not have the money to cover it because they don't have the money to close on the house to begin with. They don't have extra money on top of it. So that's why they can be perceived as weak. The real estate quick tip is going to be saving you thousands. If you do it right, under the right circumstances, you understand that this can be a huge benefit for you. Some agents, they won't even let you know about seller's concessions because they don't know about it. I'm not saying that's the majority, but realistically, my very first deal, I wasn't aware of seller's concessions until I learned about it. If by chance you're working with somebody where you're on their first, second deal and they're not familiar with seller's concessions, I want you to know what they are in case you need them and you can apply them. Because again, they can help you get into homes when you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So that's seller's concessions. They're great, they help you out. Use them when you need it. If you're able to use it when you want to, and there's no urgency, there's no rush, there's no competition, and you wanna add it on top and try and get it covered, that can benefit you. If you have questions about this, how to use it, when to use it, why to use it, where to use it, drop comments below. You know we're always here for you. Hit subscribe, give me a like. I really appreciate it, guys. We've got more content coming. So you guys stay positive, and I'll see you soon.